Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
With Thanos now dead 2 times over after the events of Avengers Endgame, fans are trying to guess who will take its place as the next villainous mastermind to threaten the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One name I see thrown out a lot is the Devourer of Worlds himself, Galactus. And I understand why some fans might think he's a good choice. After all, the Fantastic Four film rights are now back home at Marvel Studios, and Galactus is a godlike being who eats entire planets. So why not make him the next Thanos? Because Galactus is technically not a villain.
Wait, what?
I said Galactus, he's not a villain.
He's number 17 on your list of the top 25 Marvel villains.
What an inopportune moment to find out you actually read my articles, Nick. You see, Galactus isn't a villain, at least not how we traditionally define a villain. But you don't have to take it from me. This is coming from Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, and he's one of the smartest people in the Marvel Universe. His argument on Galactus was presented in convincing fashion in the classic Fantastic Four story, The Trial of Reed Richards by the legendary John Byrne. The story sees Reed put on trial for saving the life of a fatally ill Galactus. A group of aliens from planets eaten by Galactus are understandably pissed. But Reed stands firm that it was his responsibility as a doctor and as a decent human being to help Galactus just like he would anyone in need. But the most important part of his argument is that Galactus is not driven by evil intent. He's just a dude tending to his most basic needs. He's hungry, so he eats. He's no more a villain than an eagle eating a small woodland creature. You hate to see it, but it's just an animal doing what it must to survive. That is the key reason Galactus wouldn't be a good successor to Thanos as the next big MCU villain. Thanos had a grand plan to help him achieve a nefarious goal. Galactus has the munchies. There's a big difference. Thanos' plan is like the casino heist in Ocean's 11. Galactus' plan is like Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
I want 30 sliders, 5 french fries, and 4 large cherry cokes.
I want the same, except make mine Diet Cokes.
Now, this isn't to say that Galactus doesn't belong in the category of great Marvel villains. He does, but in a broader sense. Galactus is not a villain so much as an incredibly overwhelming force of antagonism for Marvel's heroes. He's the biggest guy on the tippy top of the universal food chain, the circle of life writ large.
It's the sun.
Here's a little factoid to impress your friends. Galactus is actually the survivor of the universe that preceded ours, and from the Big Bang he was transformed into a cosmic force of nature. Like raging storms test ships out at sea, Galactus tests entire planets, and those that survive him are stronger for it. Faced with this knowledge, at the end of Reed's trial, the aliens ultimately concede that Galactus does exist to further a greater good by keeping cosmic balance in the universe, just like I do in the IGN office. Cosmic balance. That said, Galactus should still be used in an MCU movie. After the whole space cloud fiasco, it'd be great to see Galactus finally rendered properly.
Give us the 40 purple hat, Marvel.
And for the Fantastic Four to stand up to him in their MCU debut. Maybe they could tease the coming of Galactus in the background of a few movies and give us a post-credits scene showing a silver figure surfing through space toward Earth. Then, after the Fantastic Four meet Galactus, it should be a grand revelation to the heroes that he's actually not Thanos 2.0, and that they'll need to come up with a different approach to defeat him. For what it's worth, the first time the Fantastic Four beat Galactus in the comics, they did so by threatening him with this.
So Galactus is afraid of an oil can?
No, it's the ultimate
nose hair trimmer?
It is a...
Oh, I know what it is. It's one of those mysterious tools left over after you assemble IKEA furniture.
No, it's a made-up comic book thing. It's none of those things. It's called the Ultimate Nullifier, and it's the one weapon with the power to destroy Galactus. And the F4 end up giving it to Galactus in exchange for him canceling his dinner plans. Regardless of how the MCU version of this story goes, it would be refreshing to see Galactus overcome in a different way than most antagonists. So, less and more.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
But after that, Galactus should simply go off into the universe, continuing on in his masticating ways.
Yeah, just a dude tending to his most basic needs, right?
It means chewing, okay?
No, it doesn't.
Perhaps Galactus could make a return one day and follow suit to the comics, where he transformed into Galactus the Life Bringer, Seeder of Worlds, and joined Captain Marvel's ultimate superhero team, who protect the cosmos from threats of unimaginable power, just like he used to be. Hey, you might even call that... So the bottom line is, to force Galactus into the typical villain mold would be a disservice to one of Marvel's greatest characters. And while the MCU sometimes depicts their bad guys with significant changes to their comic counterparts, we don't want another Mandarin situation.
I wouldn't go in there for 20 minutes.
This is the Mandarin?
I know, it's embarrassing.
So this is one time where they should simply serve up what's already on the menu. Thanks for watching. For more on Marvel, be sure to check out our definitive ranking on all movies in the Infinity Saga, and our ranking of the top 25 Marvel villains, and I still stand by where I put Galactus. And be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.